Good evening and welcome to Around Town. My monitor isn't on, so I can't see anything. It's really bothering me, guys. My first guest tonight is Steve Jarboe of Community Chiropractic. He was on not long ago, and he's going to talk tonight about backpack problems with your back. Back problems with your backpack. That's cute.
Yeah.
Very cute. So, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. And your wife, lovely wife Pam, is over there. One day we'll get her on here.
Yeah.
Tell me, before we bring the kids up, because we're going to do a little demonstration, about the problems that backpacks cause with kids.
Well, there's a couple things going on. Over the past 5 to 10 years, children are carrying more and more books home. It's different than when you and I were growing up, and they're carrying their books in a backpack instead of in something else that we used to use. And so all the weight is being thrown onto their back. And if they're not wearing a proper backpack, or if they're not wearing the backpack properly, it's putting a lot of undue stress on their spine. And that wear and tear over the years starts to cause problems with kids.
Wait, let me go back now. So, can you buy an inexpensive backpack and still make it work? Or are you saying that you maybe should buy a little more expensive, better constructed one?
Well, I think you are better off. It's money well worth spent buying a proper backpack. You know, sometimes you go to the store and the kid wants the SpongeBob backpack or a Barbie backpack, but they're really not made very well.
Yeah.
And it's just, in the long run, it might just cause more problems.
So do you want to give a plug to the best, who makes the best backpacks?
LL Bean makes good backpacks, and there's a company called Core Products, and on their website, it's coreproducts.com. They have a backpack that has basically like an air mattress on the back of it, a very thin air padding that you pump up, and it takes a lot of the pressure off of the children's spine, and those are really great backpacks. And they're, depending on the size, the cheapest one is like $40, and then for the larger ones for like high schoolers is like $50.
Yeah.
And really,
Well
that's not that much more than a cheap one, maybe.
And I see guys and women in Boston all the time, in New York, you know, business people wearing backpacks now. And but we're gonna bring these wonderful young guys up one at a time and introduce them.
Okay.
And I'll let you tell a little bit about these backpacks.
Okay. This is Peter Bogosian.
Hi, Peter. Hi. Nice to meet you.
And so Peter's demonstrating one thing that I see a lot of driving around town, kids getting off the bus or walking down the road, and they're wearing a backpack on one shoulder.
Yep.
And look at Peter's posture, because number one, this is way too heavy. Backpacks should be no more than 15% of your body weight. So a child that weighs 50 pounds, the backpack should only be 7.5 pounds. Okay. So just his posture alone, just trying to support this thing, his one shoulder higher than the other, this hip is going out. So over the next 5-10 years, if he continues doing this, it's going to cause problems. And research studies show that by the end of the teen years, 50% of kids experience at least one episode of back pain.
Now, is this too low?
Yes.
Turn around a little bit, Peter.
Turn around like this. So it is too low. A properly worn backpack should go no more than 4 inches below your waist. And this is practically down, you know, almost to his knees.
And does it matter that it's over one shoulder and not like the regular?
Well, some backpacks do have only one strap. But if you're going to wear that, it should be over and across your body like this. But still, this is way too heavy.
Look. Do you like wearing it like that? I like that.
That does even him out a little bit more, but it's still too heavy and it's still too low, and it's going to be hitting his hip.
Okay.
So that is not the way to wear it.
Uh-oh. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Okay,
this guy looks familiar.
This is Max Jarboe.
Max Jarboe.
Max is also wearing a one-strapped backpack. The problem with this is also it's a little bit too low, and some backpacks have thicker padding than others. This backpack has very little padding, very thin, and so that just puts a lot of strain on the shoulder and into the neck, and over time can cause shoulder problems, neck problems, headaches, things like that. Okay?
All right,
Max.
Thank you, Max.
This is Thomas Babigian, And Thomas,
Hi, Thomas.
is wearing 2 straps,
Yeah.
and he seems to be doing okay, but if you look at him from the side, he does have to lean forward a little bit because this is also a little bit too low. It's hanging more than 4 inches below his waist, and so in order to support that, he has to lean forward. So it's causing a lot of pulling on his low to mid back. Okay.
So is there any way to, what would he do?
So properly worn, these straps can be tightened, and it would bring this
up. So
up.
it should be up there.
It should be up here.
Turn around a minute, so I can't see now. But
okay, so this would be up around here.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Another thing good backpacks will have, and it's an option, not all of them have it, is a waist belt. And what that waist belt does is help secure it more to the low back, and it helps keep you upright.
Okay.
So that your spine doesn't go forward so much.
Yep.
And those belts are really helpful and also helps keep the backpack from swinging around and hitting you in the back.
Great.
Okay, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
This is Wesley Klein. Now, Wesley is wearing...
Wait a minute. Are you really a descendant of a...
Yes.
Really? Who's your relative?
Samuel S. Clayton.
No kidding. Wow. Well, proud to meet you. That's pretty exciting.
Wesley is our example of wearing a backpack properly. It's 2 shoulders. His shoulders are even, so when you look from the side, one thing parents can do is they can look at their child, and they can look from the back and from the side. Are they symmetrical? Do the shoulders look even? Is their head even? Or are they, tilted?
Yep.
And so that's a good indication that something isn't going right. And then when you're looking at the side, is he standing up straight? Or is the child leaning forward, or is the child leaning back? So it's very important to take a look at the child. And another thing that's important is to pay attention to your children. Sometimes they'll complain, and parents are like, oh, you're fine, and they might not think it's an issue because we didn't have these issues.
Right.
These are all new issues.
Yep.
So it's important to listen to the children and really pay attention to what they're telling you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great.
Thank you, Wesley.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. That's such an important... we don't realize how... It sounds like a little thing, how important this stuff is.
It's really important, and the schools realize it. The schools do realize that this is a problem, and they're working on trying to make alternatives, trying to send home more copies of pages. But one thing parents can do is you can go online. Have you ever seen the Kindles, the Kindle books?
Yes, sure.
There's something called Kindle PC, and you can use it from your own PC computer, and you can look up books. Or you can buy books. You can buy an extra set of textbooks from Amazon.
So they don't need to.
So you don't have to transport them back and forth.
That's a
so
good
there
idea.
are options to do. If your finances allow that, you can buy an extra book. You can go to Kindle PC and download some of these
That's a
books.
great
so that you
idea.
don't have to transfer them back and
Wow.
forth.
So you're hoping, and I know that you're doing this totally unselfishly. There's some paperwork, some flyers that you might be able to, through the school committee, if they approve it, get into the backpacks, which would be really fantastic to give people. Your name won't be on it, but it's a great way to educate the parents.
Right, and again, the schools know that this is a problem, and we're working with the schools trying to increase awareness and education on buying proper backpacks, wearing backpacks properly, and trying to take whatever steps are necessary to save our kids so that they're not growing up with injuries.
Absolutely.
Basically.
You guys do such a wonderful job, and you're so involved with the community, and I'm sorry I missed your open house. I just found the card, and I thought I never went to that open house. What, do you have another one coming up?
We'll always have more
Always
coming up.
more coming up. You do lots of wonderful things. What's your website?
Our website is www.itsforyourlife.com. And on our website, we will have...
I've never heard that before. Is that right?
Yeah, it's For Your Life.
It's For Your Life. For
.com.
F-O-U-R.
No, F-O-R.
Oh, it's for...
It's For Your Life.
It's for you. It's For Your Life, right?
It's foryourlife.com.
Yeah.
And on our website, we are going to upload these backpack tips.
Great.
And hopefully, in the very near future, we're actually going to upload a video.
Wonderful.
So that people can go online and see a video on how to carry it and how to put it on. One other thing that's important is how you pack the backpack.
Yeah.
What you should do is pack your heavy things on the bottom and closest to your back.
Okay.
And use as many of the compartments as necessary.
Spread it out.
Yeah, to spread out the weight and distribute it. That's very helpful also.
The only good thing about having my shoulder problem is that I can't use a shoulder bag anymore. So now I'm lugging this big heavy thing in my hand, but that's probably worse. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jane.
And
Thank
you are located at right behind Workers Credit Union in Jay Dakota's building?
Right, 300 Main Street.
300 Main Street, and you do just a really outstanding job.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having
You'll
me.
be back again soon.
Okay.
In just a second, we'll be bringing up Ellen Gorman. I cannot pronounce your last name. Galletti. I want to say Gigliotti. Galletti and Pete Cormier from Cornerstone Performing Arts Center. And in the middle, we're going to be showing a roll-in. Are we ready with the roll-in? This was from the Senior Center. State Senator Panagiotakis did a picnic, and it's his last picnic because he is stepping down as state senator, and we have an election coming up. That's on the 14th of September, which is the primary, and we have some great candidates. So this is a roll-in I did with him before he left. Here on Wednesday afternoon with Senator Stephen Panagiotakis, and we're here at the Senior Center. This is the senator's very last picnic as state senator, and we're going to find out what you're doing now.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. We got till January to finish up the term and continue representing the folks up here in Groton and Pepperell, Dunstable, Westford, and Tingsboro, and Lowell. So we'll be fully busy there. A lot of constituent issues come in at this point in time. Formal sessions have ended, but we still got a lot of work to do. But as far as the future, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to start looking now. Let's see if there's any opportunities out there.
I have an interesting question. Do you feel, because a couple of things you said at the selectmen's meeting about the taxes and the small businesses the last time you were there, would you have said the same things if you weren't leaving?
Yeah, I think I've been saying them for the last 3 years since we started this recession, so it's not something that is new. The bottom line is the private sector can no longer afford the public sector. The public sector has to be trimmed down and be more efficient. There's no doubt about that. It's difficult, though, in this type of climate because some of your caseloads, such as transitional assistance, welfare, elderly programs, Medicaid, those things start going up because people are out of work and they have the needs. So these are counter-cyclical programs, but they cost a lot of money. So we're trying the best we can, but we certainly won't get back to where we were in 2008 with regards to state revenues, I believe, till 2015.
Any thoughts on who's going to be our next governor?
No, I mean, I'm a supporter of DeVal Patrick's, but it's an interesting race, and it'll shape up over the next few months. And again, at the end of the day, the people will make the decision, and whoever it is will have to govern in a very difficult fiscal climate. But you know what? Sometimes crisis brings opportunity.
Absolutely. And we've got two good candidates running. Is it two or more? Two.
Well,
right, Eileen Donahue and Chris Doherty, who's, I think, both of them would be great state senators. I'm not going to keep you because you've got your wonderful seniors waiting for you, but thanks so much, Steve, for all the time you've been on, and I wish you the best of luck, and it's been great.
Jane, it's been a privilege to get to know you and to work with you over the years. You do a great job for this town. Thank you.
Thanks again. I would like to
And
thank
we're
the
back.
senator for,
I just want to, before I introduce you to Ellen and Pete,
this is the tie rods, and Tom Sartini asked me to talk to you about this. It's happening it's the 38th Old Timers Reunion, and if you're into this, it's a big deal. Sunday, September 12th, 2010 at the Bolton Fairgrounds, and that's in Lancaster. Go onto their website, which I wrote down, at www.ty-rods.org, and it'll tell you everything you want to know. Again, that's Sunday, September 12th at the Bolton Fairgrounds, and they've got hot rods, custom cars, trucks, race cars, special interest vehicles, fabulous. And as you all know, if you know Tom, he's got great cars and he really loves this. So that should be a great day. Hello,
Hi.
Ellen and Pete. I've known you guys. I didn't realize I could have sworn you were on the show before, but that's because I see you at the theater all the time. So you're here to talk about some very exciting things that are happening. You are now the executive director of the Cornerstone Performing Arts Center?
yeah, well, the artistic director.
Artistic director, and Pete is the
Because we're-
managing director.
Yes.
And I didn't know that you had a separate group that merged with Cornerstone.
Yes, the Sterling Music Exchange 2 years ago, we merged our organizations together. And Jane, that was a great thing because we were competing with each other. We were friends, we were competing for grant money.
Oh, okay.
And we had this realization that we would be stronger together. So by doing that, we divided up our duties. And I know from my standpoint, I was a one-man show.
Yep.
It made it great to have these business partners that were so
Wonderful.
shared the passion.
Yeah.
So it's
I
been good.
saw a production of yours at Applewell not long ago, and you had singers with the production that
Yes.
parachutes, and
Yes.
it was wonderful. It was just great. You were singing, and your daughter, I think.
My daughter was.
That was
yeah,
great.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
realize you were there. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's really wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have a possible, well, you do have a grant situation. I'm going to let you tell about this.
We have a matching grant coming from the Amelia Peabody Foundation. It's $11,000. And what they want us to do is raise $11,000.
Yep, matching grant.
And then they will give us $11,000. So we are hard at work trying to raise this money
Right.
so that they will match it.
Now you have a new space, and I want to tell people why this money is so important. You moved into which space?
Right next to Shaq's Clothing in Fitchburg,
Okay.
454 Main Street.
Right.
We have a much bigger space. We're taking, we're taking down the drop ceiling, and we're going to have lighting, and we're opening up and making it bigger so that we can have the dance studio, but also a black box theater.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Yes.
So you already have several people, and do you want to mention the banks that have already
Yes.
given money?
The first bank that gave us money was Workers Credit
Yep.
Union.
Very popular in Groton. and-
Yes, and they actually, pretty fast,
Yeah.
they were able to do that for us. And then the next bank is IC Credit Union. And so, and we're hoping to get 2 more banks.
That's great. North Middlesex, did you hear that? So we'll work on that. I'll
Yeah.
see if I can help you with that. But so the black box will be how big?
Oh, geez.
Big enough for how many people do you
Oh,
Big
think?
enough for about 100.
100.
I'm hoping.
And when you do, because you do a lot of performances when you do different plays and things. So is 100 about right?
Yes, actually, the space we have seating for at our other venue, which is 914 Main Street,
Right, the church.
behind the Unitarian
Yeah.
Church, is about 110
Oh, okay.
people there, Jane. So
Not
sometimes there's
handicap
people-
access.
Right.
So this space is
Our new space will be handicap accessible.
nice big sidewalks, front and
Yeah.
back entrances. Both have handicapped accessibility. Free parking down the street.
And a great restaurant right next door.
Great restaurant, yeah. And there's another. We just heard about another restaurant opening in downtown Fitchburg.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
great.
Yeah.
A lot of neat
So things are
happening.
happening.
That's just exciting. So we'll tell people how to do.
Well, we are looking for, we have 4 banks that we're hoping to get. We already
Yep.
have 2.
Yep.
So now we're hoping to get, if we got 100 people to donate $30, we would make the rest of what we need in order to get the matching.
That should be very easy for you to
Yeah,
do.
I mean, we do have a lot of
We,
supporters.
Yes.
We're optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, well, first of all, what's your first show this year?
The first show is Outside the Wire, and it's a show about a soldier who comes back from Iraq and what he deals with in the post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay.
That will be November 4th through the 14th.
Okay.
Then we have Christmas Carol,
Oh,
December 7th through the 17th.
great.
And then a big dance production in April.
Wonderful. And we should say that you're going to be at Groton Fest this
We
year?
are going to be at Grand Fest, yes.
Dendron
That's very
Dance. Now tell me how Dendron Dance fits in, because that's separate sort of
Well,
from...
underneath the Cornerstone Performing Arts Center, there's music, theater, dance, and actually we're now going to be offering film. So
Really?
yeah, we're gonna we actually just had a week-long film and acting camp that went really well.
Oh, I'll bet it
The
did.
kids made a short film that we're going to be showing,
How old were the kids?
13 through 16.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
And it was very exciting for them. They get to make their own film.
That's just great.
So,
We should have
So
them come on and
basically-
show the film.
We could totally do that.
I would love to do that.
We could do
that's a great idea. Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that's just another thing that we're going to offer.
Yeah.
So then, Dendron is the professional dance company within the center, and then we have, the Professional Actors Company. So we have all these
I think it's
happenings.
amazing what you're doing, and I think, you know, I remember way back when I first started coming to the shows, you were talking about possibly becoming an equity company down the line. Are you
Right.
still, is that a goal still?
We may or may not.
You don't
I mean,
need to,
yeah,
certainly.
I don't think we need to, and I think it makes it more accessible for the actors,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it's, yeah, I mean, I
I
don't
think
know.
our goal really is to engage the community.
Yeah.
And one of the programs we are doing this year is a Pay What You Can program.
Oh, right, which is wonderful.
We ran Plenty of Parachutes. We ran that play in May, and for 3 nights, and handled it Pay What You Can, which means a family of 5 can come in for $2.
Right.
But I was at the front door, and there were people dropping $20 and
Yeah,
$30
yeah,
in for a couple
yeah,
tickets.
yeah.
And Jane, we made more money on that performance than any of the other theatrical productions. So we decided that
this
we're going to run the whole season next year. Pay What
Really?
You Can. No set ticket prices. All of those 3 productions you heard.
There are set ticket prices if you want to go on and reserve a seat, and we'll
Uh-huh.
have a certain section
Yeah.
that is reserved.
Like my
Okay,
little
for
seat
reserve,
on the
right.
corner.
Yes, your seat, and we'll have your name on it.
But we want to. Our goal is to pack that theater, to sell out every
Wonderful.
production.
Yeah.
And there were people who came who said they would not have come if they had to pay the regular ticket prices.
Yeah.
So clearly, I think that the clientele, our audience, will support that, and we're trying to promote that. So being able
and
to
actually,
just tell,
we were here promoting Plenty
Right.
of Parachutes.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and
no,
that
I think
worked.
that's a wonderful. I remember when I was part of the Booster Club in Groton, and we used to say, well, why should we put prices on the food? Because when we put a basket out, people were far more generous when you just sort of gave away the food and then they just
Yeah.
paid whatever they wanted. And I
Yeah.
think that's really true. You know,
Well,
that's
and it
great.
also lines up with our mission. We really want to present the arts to the community and engage them and bring in people who haven't seen a live modern dance
Right.
performance. We had a hip hop workshop 3 weekends ago, and we actually got people from the street coming in. We had 22 people in that workshop,
That's
which was
great.
an hour. All ages, and that's what we're trying to do, is let people know that Cornerstone is the place where they can experience art.
Fitchburg is really moving up in the world, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lisa Wong, our
She's
mayor,
the new
got a
mayor,
lot
right?
of energy, and
Yeah.
she's a big advocate of ours.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Matter of fact, she gave us the first donation check of the Cornerstone 2 years ago when we changed our name and merged together. She wrote us a personal check
Isn't that wonderful?
in her office.
That's fantastic. Well, you know, I think that you've done such a wonderful job with this. And Jen is no longer, she's doing another job now.
Right. She's still artistically
Right.
advising
Is
us
she?
and our good friend. So
That's great.
yeah,
And her
hopefully
husband will probably
next
still
year-
build sets.
Yeah, I hope probably give her
Yeah,
help.
well, yeah.
And hopefully we'll get her to direct a show next season.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you appearing in anything? Well, the dance,
The
certainly.
dance show, possibly Christmas Carol. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And Pete, you've been in all the shows I've seen, I think.
Well, I've been in a few.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jane. I don't have any
If we
big
need
plans for
him.
that. I like doing the music part of it with the live dance. I think bringing the art forms together
Yeah.
is a lot of fun, and we're going to try to do more of that
Yeah, I
and
think
bring in
that's
film
just
like we
great.
did with Parachutes.
And how about using the kids this year? Do you have a children's show?
We are going to have 3 children's shows, one of which is we're having the kids come into Christmas Carol. So we'll have a big separate cast of just youth that will be in Christmas Carol.
Oh, good.
And then there's also a musical for them in the spring, and then a dance show for them as well.
Did the summer programs do?
They did okay.
Yeah.
We ran them. They didn't do as well as I had hoped. I don't know if it's the economy or or if it's just not knowing where we are yet with
Well,
our
I
new
think
space.
that's part of it, and I think you have to get out now for next summer.
Right.
Well, yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
word of mouth on your group is going to really spread.
Yeah.
You know, because and it's also the other thing is transportation. You know, I mean, parents from farther away towns, it's tough for them to
Yeah.
deliver
Make
the
all
kids.
the
You know,
rehearsals. Yeah.
but I think that you're going to be probably the hottest, are now, but the hottest performing arts company in the whole area.
sounds good to me.
Yeah, really, I think you've done an amazing job.
Well, we need to finish this renovation.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to donate any amount of money can send us a check. Just Cornerstone. Any amount is great. You can also go on the website, and
Yeah.
right on the front page is a button to push to donate.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And our website is www.cpacfitchburg.org.
Yeah, I've looked it up by just doing Cornerstone.
Yeah.
Fitchburg.
Cornerstone, or
That's right.
Yeah, if you
even
Google
dance,
that,
or
yes.
if
Yeah.
you Google music or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyone who gives $50 or more will be, their name will be placed in our window right on Main Street. And then also a thank you in all of our programs for the year.
That's great. Well, I think, as I say, you're doing an amazing job, and you've also brought it to, I know you've done some productions at Applewell. Do you do the public schools at all?
We're actually currently looking to do children's theater.
Great.
We have a list of public schools that we're going to be calling to do that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Call Groton Dunstable.
Okay.
We're in 5 towns. I don't know why I keep saying Groton Dunstable. We can Pepperell, Townsend, Dunstable, and where else are we? Groton. And Harvard. We're in Harvard. Hi,
Oh,
Harvard.
okay.
Yeah, so we're all, and on the internet, so,
That's great.
yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure.
Thanks for
And you'll
having
be
us.
back with your film students. Who taught the film?
Dan Markham
Oh,
and
okay.
Jimmy Stanton.
From Fitchburg State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Sit right here, and I'm going to just tell everybody our crew tonight. Chris Giorgio, Jimmy Russell, George Cox, who's our production technician, and he did our new opening, and he's just been a great asset to as is Jimmy and Chris, and our producer, Mike Grant. Thank you so much for being with us, and don't forget the Tie Rod Old Timers reunion, and we'll see you around town. You can talk for a minute.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.